Hey, it's me again. I told you I was going to do a few today to try to catch up a little. So I've wanted to do this haul video for a while because first of all, I did a swap with Susie, S-E-K something or other. I'm not sure. I'll put it below. But anyway, she kind of surprised me with her side of the swap. And I was very thrilled with what she chose for me, and I wanted to show that to you first. She had read in a comment that I had written on Sublime, what's his name? You know, I have no memory. I'm sorry. It's that brain fog. But that he had recommended the Laura Mercier shimmer block, the Mosaic. So I had written a comment that I needed to try it. And so she sent me this. The colors do not show up well on camera, but anyway, it's really fun. And you know, you can do it just kind of tops of the cheekbones, down the nose, up here a little, and it's not too much. So anyway, I've really enjoyed that, Susie. And then she sent me, I told her that I didn't have anything by Guerlain. So she sent me, well, it came in a little, you know, the velvet pouch, but she sent me this really, let's see if there's a lot of glare. So it's a little palette, and I think this is so nice. It's got the little cutout. I cannot block that light. I'm sorry. And then when you open it, this comes across right there. And it's got these great shades. They're all fairly matte or satin. The one in the middle is kind of a gold color. But I love this deep, deep brown over here. And then it's got kind of a beige, then a little bit of a darker beige, a medium brown, a darker brown, and then a really dark, dark lining brown. Sorry, I dropped some things. And then it came with this brush that I really find to be the liner part of it. It's got a square-tipped liner brush. Show it from the side. It actually works really well. Now this end, I haven't used this brush at all just because it's, you know. But the liner brush works well. But I have to say, I think that's the coolest little compact. I love this compact. The shades, 6 colors, number 10. That's all it says. But I've had so much fun working with this palette. Actually, I have it on today. The colors just blend beautifully. Like I said, I'd never owned any of their eyeshadows before. They work great. They blend beautifully. They have lots of pigment. I like that these are mostly matte, so you know, you don't have to worry about crepiness and all that. So those were the 2 things that I got from Susie, and Susie, great choices. Thank you so much. And then I had heard a bunch of reviews, and I am a bit of a foundation and actually concealer junkie. So this is one that I've been wanting to try for a while, and somebody, I don't remember who, but it's been talked about a lot lately. So I ran out and got it, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. And I was going to get the illuminating one, but then I decided not to because I wanted a little bit more coverage, and they said that the illuminating one would be less coverage. So this is the Tinted Moisturizer SPF 20 Lightweight Flawless Coverage. And I really like it, especially right now during the summer. You really can get some decent coverage from it, even though it's very lightweight. So, and I got the color Bisque, and I think that it works great. So that's what I've been mostly wearing lately, even though this next little purchase, I've been by the Chanel counter twice in recent weeks. I just can't help myself. And I wanted to try the new Vita Lumiere Aqua. So I went by and tried it at the counter, and I couldn't really tell anything just from putting a little on. So they gave me a couple samples of it, little sample packets, and told me to make sure I mixed it really well. And I went home, and I'm sad to say, you know, I really wanted to like it because I've heard such raves about it. And I'm not sure why this is, because my skin is not really dry. It's not oily, that's for sure, but it's very, what I consider normal. And especially here in Nashville, it's very humid, so I don't ever flake or anything. But when I used that foundation, the 3 different times that I tried it, and I really mixed it up well, every time I had little flakes everywhere. And I thought, what on earth? And I waited time in between. I did some extra exfoliation. I did everything I could just to make sure that it wasn't something going on with my skin. I used other foundations in between, didn't have that problem. So I'm really probably the first person you're going to hear that is not thrilled with the new Aqua foundation. So I went by the Chanel counter again, thinking, okay, let me try it again. And when I got there, I talked to she was actually the counter manager. And the more we talked, she said she'd never heard of anybody having trouble with flaking from it. And she said it could just be that the sample packets just aren't a good representation. So, that's possible. I'll give her that. But the more we talked, I thought, I ended up just buying the Vita Lumiere, the regular one, because I've used the Pro Lumiere before, and it was okay. I wasn't thrilled with it. But I just thought, I need to just get this one. This is the one that is more, I feel like it's more suited for what I really need, because I like a little bit more coverage and I like a little bit more hydration. So I've really been enjoying it. I will say that right now in the summertime, I'm sorry, my hair's doing something goofy. Right now in the summertime, it's so humid here that if I do use it, I really just try to apply a very thin, tiny amount, because it can feel a little tacky in the humidity. I think it's going to be great for the winter though. So, and I got the color number 30, because I got a little bit more color than I like to have right now because of my son's baseball games. No matter how much sunscreen, you still end up with a little color. Okay, then I've been kind of on a quest to go outside of my comfort zone a little bit on lipstick colors. It's the Rouge Cocoa Shine from Chanel, and they come in a little tube like this. And so these, are the shine ones. So they go on a lot like, kind of like a lip balm, lip gloss. And I have to say, when you put them on, this one's the shade Monte Carlo. Like I said, I wanted to go something a little bit brighter and more fun for summer. I've got a bright light because it's the only way. My room is so dark, but the bright light just cuts everything out. This is crazy. There, you can kind of see it. But this Monte Carlo, I put it on top of what I'm wearing right now. Try to get a little light so you can see. My only issue that it goes on, it feels wonderful when you put it on. It feels great. It's really smooth, and it just doesn't last me. I mean, I don't think it lasts 20 minutes. So what I've been doing with it now is, okay, so I went back to the Chanel counter and I got one of the Rouge Cocoa, and this one's Chalice. And like I said, I was wanting to do something different. Well, this one, I was kind of wanting like a coral shade. I will admit though, this one has ended up being a little too orange maybe for me. Can you see that? It looks pretty on my hand. So what I've been doing is putting this color on with a little bit of the Monte Carlo on top, because it adds a little bit more of the coral color, but it goes a little bit red on me. So between the two, I kind of like them together. But then, right now what's really in is peachy colors for the lips. So so I now have Eve Pearl in my salon. I've started selling Eve Pearl just because it kind of goes along with my beliefs in skincare. I mean, it's good for your skin, and for mature skins, I really have found that it works well. I do a lot of makeup on people, and I find myself reaching for it more often than anything else because I can count on it to look good. So I took one of the lipsticks from my own display, and this one's called Skinny Dip, and it's kind of very frosty and peachy. You can see that. So I kind of put this on top as well sometimes. You can see that kind of peachy frost. So between the three, I'm just kind of, mixing them all together. I'm kind of nuts with lipsticks right now. I don't know what the deal is. So anyway, so I got that. From my Eve Pearl, I've also taken the dual powder for myself, just because I like that it's got the two colors. And this powder is kind of nice. It's got the plastic cover, and then it's got the puff, the powder puff. I like that you've got the two different colors, and it goes on very fine. It's very well milled. So for summertime, I like to carry a powder. I don't carry it the rest of the time. And then I did go ahead and break down finally and buy the Hourglass concealer. Everybody has talked about this. I know you've heard about it. I got the color Pearl, and I will say I'm really enjoying it. It does crease on me a little bit when I first apply it under my eyes. I pat it in, and then usually 5 minutes later I'll go back and kind of spread it out again, because most everything creases on me a little bit. especially, you know, because I'm trying to use concealers that have a little bit more coverage. But I have to say, I didn't really want to buy that because I felt like it was overpriced, but I have been very pleased with it. And even though it's quite a bit more expensive than some of the other concealers that I've bought that I like, I think it's probably worth the price because it's so concentrated that you don't have to use as much. So I think it will totally outlast the others, so well, that will make it worth it. So anyway, so that's kind of what I have purchased. Oh, I almost forgot this one. This is one of the Illamasqua cream pigments, and I saw this in one of their promotional videos. I'm on their mailing list. The color that I got is Hollow, and they use this to do contouring on the face. And this is the color Hollow, and you can see it's kind of almost a grayish taupey brown color. I will say though, I'm still trying to kind of, it really blends in. You can't even hardly tell where I put it. I've tried to use it with different things, with brushes, and this is a very, very waxy consistency. It's not super creamy. So when I've tried to apply it with a brush, it just pulls all the bristles off, and that doesn't work. I've tried different ways, using my fingers, because on the video when they used it, it just worked really great for contouring. You know, you can really do the contouring here, here. So this is still a work in progress for me. So it's called Hollow, and if you wanted to try a very lighter colored cream for contouring, you might give this a go. Mostly what you can find in a cream is kind of darker colors. So I'm working with this still. I'll have to get back with you on how I feel about that. So that's it. That's what I've been playing around with lately, and I hope you all are having a good weekend, and I'll see you soon.